Welcome back to the channel. Today's story is one the world has never fully heard. Everyone knows Elon Musk, the richest innovator on Earth, the man behind Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, and a dozen other future-defining companies. But hardly anyone knows that behind the scenes, far from the cameras and the headlines, there is someone in the Musk family who has quietly built a fortune so powerful and so private that even Elon himself rarely talks about it. This is the story of the billionaire's sister who secretly outriches Elon Musk, the woman who operates in silence, moves in the shadows, and has built an empire far outside the world's brightest spotlight. Till you understand how this happened, you first need to know that the Musk family has always had a unique dynamic. Elon is the public face, the disruptor, the man who fires rockets into space and tweets at presidents. But his sister, who very few people follow closely, chose a completely different path: anonymity, privacy, and total financial secrecy. While Elon built companies with massive risk and global attention, she built a fortune behind closed doors, using a combination of tech ownership, silent investments, real estate, and one giant business decision that changed everything. Her story begins years before Elon was famous, while he was sleeping on the floor in a Silicon Valley office building, coding around the clock and dreaming about online banking. She was studying global markets, analyzing industries, and learning how money moved behind the scenes. She wasn't trying to become a celebrity billionaire. She was studying how to build wealth that isn't loud, but deep. Wealth that compounds quietly. Wealth that grows even when nobody's watching. When Elon sold his first company, Zip2, she didn't spend her share on cars or luxury. Instead, she invested nearly all of it into two things: emerging technology companies and undervalued real estate in 3 countries. She bought tech shares long before Silicon Valley exploded. She purchased land in areas nobody cared about yet. And she partnered with people who preferred silence over fame. While Elon's next company, X.com, turned into PayPal and eventually made him a global tech figure, she stayed invisible, expanding her investments quietly. She bought into robotics companies years before robots hit the mainstream. She funded pharmaceutical research that later turned into billion-dollar advancements. She acquired pieces of companies involved in cloud computing, AI services, and cybersecurity long before the world realized how powerful these industries would become. Then came her biggest move, the one that quietly turned her into a billionaire. During the early rise of Tesla and SpaceX, she purchased shares not because Elon was her brother, but because she deeply understood industries. She saw the data, the trends, the changing world. She recognized that electric cars were inevitable. She understood that reusable rockets would dominate the future. She saw what most investors couldn't see, and she bought in heavily while prices were still low. But she did something even wiser. She held on to everything. While many early investors sold their Tesla shares after doubling or tripling their money, she refused. She held through the crashes, the bad press, the lawsuits, the bankrupt rumors, the criticisms, and the chaos. She held when the media said Tesla would fail. She held when analysts said Elon was unrealistic. She held because she wasn't betting on hype. She was betting on long-term global transformation. Today, those shares alone would be worth more than most countries' annual budgets. And that's just one piece of her portfolio. But her wealth doesn't stop with Tesla and SpaceX. What almost nobody knows is that she also invested in companies Elon never publicly talks about. She owns parts of battery technology companies that supply materials for electric vehicles worldwide. She holds stakes in global mining operations that extract the minerals needed for future energy storage. She has partnerships in private aerospace companies, renewable energy projects, and data infrastructure used by governments, research labs, and major corporations. Her real estate empire is equally massive. Over decades, she quietly bought properties in South Africa, the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, and the Middle East. She owns luxury homes, commercial buildings, large pieces of land, rental properties, and even private islands, assets that generate money whether the economy is booming or collapsing. Unlike Elon, who uses Twitter to shout his ideas to the world, she maintains no public presence. She doesn't give interviews. She avoids red carpets. She doesn't appear on magazine covers. Her social media is virtually non-existent. She lives in private residences with private security. travels discreetly, and rarely reveals where she is. While Elon is photographed everywhere he goes, she moves like a ghost, present, powerful, and completely unseen. People inside her circle say she is one of the sharpest business minds alive, someone who studies entire industry for months before making a single move. She rarely makes impulsive decisions. Every investment she makes is strategic, aligned with future global trends. She buys into the things the world will need 5 years from now, not what people are excited about today. And here's what makes her wealth even more fascinating. She built most of it without public companies. Much of her fortune comes from private deals, transactions the world never sees, venture capital investments, silent partnerships, ownership stakes hidden through trust funds and holding companies. By the time the world realizes a company has become a billion-dollar empire, she has already been invested in it for years. Many people assume Elon is by far the richest member of the Musk family, and publicly he is, but privately, quietly, privately, she may stand on equal ground or even above him, depending on how her assets are valued. Unlike Elon, whose fortune rises and falls with the stock market, her wealth is spread across dozens of industries. Her net worth doesn't swing wildly. It grows steadily, silently, and powerfully. She doesn't need fame. She doesn't need validation. She doesn't need the world to know her name. She built her fortune not for attention, but for generational security. She doesn't seek spotlight. She seeks leverage, power without exposure, wealth without noise. People close to the Musk family say that Elon respects her deeply and often calls her one of the smartest people he knows. He has openly admitted that she has incredible business instincts and a calmness he envies. While he takes grand public risks, she takes silent, strategic ones. Elon builds the future loudly. She builds quietly. And in the long run, the quiet builders often W.I.N.S.O. Who is she really? She is the billionaire sister the world barely pays attention to, the woman who mastered the art of invisible wealth, the one person in the Musk family who may secretly outrich even Elon himself, a silent empire builder, a financial architect, a whisper in a world full of noise. And while Elon Musk dominates headlines, she dominates the shadows, proving once again that the richest people in the world are not always the ones you see, but the ones you don't. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more powerful, hidden stories about the world's wealthiest and most influential people. See you in the next video.